Hello everyone and welcome back, and today I'm going to do another skill review, and again I'm going to go back to the Ranger. Again, here is my Ranger Griffin. He's not level 20, he's kind of pretty low. He's level 14 and the rest of his team is level 10 and they're all henchmen. But even at this point I can show how this skill works that I want to show today, and that is the skill Dual Shot. Now, Dual Shot is a no attribute bow attack. And when you look at it at first, again, it's one of those skills that is not very impressive when you look at it, but how it combines with other skills is really key to making this thing work, and really kind of explains why this skill is even in the game to begin with. So, Dual Shot, it's a bow attack, and you shoot 2 arrows simultaneously at a target foe, and these arrows deal 25% less damage. Okay, well that's great. But why would I take this skill over some other skills such as Determined Shot, Power Shot, Penetrating Attack, and other bow skills that can probably do more damage? Well, the thing about Dual Shot is that it is firing 2 arrows at once, and how this combines, particularly with preparations, is key, because while these arrows each deal 25% less damage, the preparations that strike do not. They do full damage. So in this case, I have Ignite arrows, so preparation, and they deal 9 damage. But when Dual Shot hits, both of those arrows will do the full 9 damage. So let's go take a look-see and see how it works. But 9 damage times 2 plus the 2 arrows themselves can really start to add up very quickly. Particularly when you have an area effect type of damage such as Ignite arrows. Alright, so we got some more rolls here, so I'm going to do my preparation. And here we go. So I'm going to open up. Yeah, pretty large hit at first. Unfortunately, they didn't quite clump up, so I'm going to again. There, that's the kind of numbers you want to see. So this is really good, particularly with Ignite arrows, that if you have a group of enemies that tend to clump up, then this can work really well. So like right here. There. That whole team just got hit. And that's where Dual Shot really shines. Now, when you choose the preparation that you want to use with Dual Shot, it's important to remember that this applies for damage and not necessarily, actually I want to switch to my defense, but not necessarily it's going to work very well with preparations that deal conditions. So namely things like poison, stuff like that. That is not going to work as well, because it's not going to be any effect at all, quite frankly, because when you deal a condition, it doesn't matter how much arrows hit the target, because the condition can only be applied once to that particular target. And I'm going to do Ignite arrows. I'm going to start with. Now here, the enemy is all by himself, so actually I'm not going to use Dual Shot against him. Again, same here. Party window down. There we go. Yeah, so particularly with Ignite arrows, this is one where you want the team to be the enemy team to be clustered together, particularly when you use something like Dual Shot. Okay, so now he's alone. So actually, I'm not even going to use my preparation. But here we do have some more. So here, dual shot work. Boom. That's what you want to see. There you go. So dual shot, again, it's all about the preparations and what preparations you use with the skill. And as I mentioned, don't use preparations that inflict a condition. Use preparations that inflict damage. Now I'm going to hop right back to Scoundrel's Rise. And I'm going to switch out a skill here. I'm going to switch out Ignite Arrows and put another early skill, Kindle Arrows. Now this deals more damage. It's 11 damage, but they don't spread around. Now this would be good if you're spiking down one particular target rather than trying to spread the damage around a whole group. But again, the concept is just the same with dual shot. And dual shot is, again, one of those skills that you pick up right at the very beginning of the game. In fact, I think it's in Pre-Searing Astalon as well. So this is something you can experiment with almost from the very beginning if you're starting out a new character. Okay, so here we are again. Now here, I'm going to use Kindle Arrows. I'm not going to get the AoE effect, but I will get a larger spike effect on one target. Dual shot. Actually, I don't think that one hit, but it's okay. We'll move on. Have another go here. Boom. And there you go. Now this is more showing the difference between preparations than it is showing the advantage of dual shot, but it all comes down to how these combine. And one thing I also want to explain is how this will work with conjure weapon type of skills that you'll see in the Elementalist line. And this one, unfortunately, I can't really demonstrate because, again, my character is pretty early on. But with Kindle Arrows, my damage turns to fire-based damage rather than physical damage. Now, this is important on triggering other type of hexes or using enchantments, particularly from the Elementalist. So when you use the Conjure Weapon skill from the Elementalist, when you use the Conjure Weapon skill from the Elementalist, particularly Conjure Flame, you can use Kindle Arrows to trigger that effect without having a fiery bowstring that would normally be the case in order to use it. So if you like to keep your weapons as a piercing damage type of bow rather than switching to a fiery bow, you can use Kindle Arrows and then use Conjure Flame and then use Dual Shot and combine all of those to really crank up the damage. It's something I would like to demonstrate, but unfortunately I am a Ranger Monk, not a Ranger Elementalist. But the concept's just the same with Dual Shot. Again, with a lot of these skills, because they spike so well, you have to make sure your target doesn't die too quickly before you can use it. And you can't really spam this all over the place because it does have a 10-second cooldown. But combined with Serpent's quickness, you can reduce that. Well, I'm not doing a very good job of doing it. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go over here. I have a mission out this way. Deep freeze. It can be annoying. Okay, so one more. Oops. And I missed. And I missed again. Pretty dangerous, that Spirit of Failure, which I showed in the last video. You don't want to miss when you have that curse on. Last one. And there we go. So again, pretty straightforward, but it's a simple skill, but what you can stack on top of it really makes it work quite well. And again, I'm showing kind of more of a simpler demonstration, but with Kindle arrows, Ignite arrows, or any other type of preparation where it adds a plus amount of damage, Dual Shot will trigger both of those damages without reduction. So the damage comes less from the individual arrows and more from the preparation that you use. So it works really well with preparations. You can extend this even further with the PvE only skill that you get from the Kurzix or the Luxons named Triple Shot. It does the same thing. The damage from the arrows are down even more, but it hits 3 times and you can rack up some major damage. I don't have that skill with this character. So anyways, it's a skill that works really well with preparations, and that is how you kind of have to view it. But it can be a lot of fun, and it's something you can experiment with early on in the game. It's not something you have to wait towards the end of the game to get it as well. Again, this was early on. Ignite arrows is early on. Kindle arrows is early on. I got it around Kryta, of course, and any other bow attack. So anyways, this is going to be kind of a shorter skill review because that's really all I can show for it. There's not much more to go with it on top of what I've already explained, but hopefully this skill helps you guys, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. Anyways, take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.